Hello guys, welcome to lessons. Today's lesson is on inventory valuation, a very easy breezy topic. So I'm just going to be explaining and having a little bit of examples on FIFO and the weighted average inventory valuation. Let's get into the lesson. So the first one is FIFO. FIFO stands for first in, first out. Very self-explanatory. It means that the oldest stock is sold first, and the stock left at the end will always be the most recent stock. Right? The stock that we bought first is the stock that we're going to sell first. So businesses that sell goods which have a limited shelf life, like your supermarkets, often prefer to use the system. So in your supermarkets, they use the system and they assume that the first units they bought of, let's say milk, is the first units of milk that people are going to buy. And because of that, under this method, the stock on hand, your cost of sale at the end of the period, will be valued at the most recent prices. Okay, just gonna make an example, show you now. So let's look at this example. This is for FIFO, first in, first out. So let's say we are a supermarket, right? And we've made a couple of purchases during a couple of in a 2-year period. Okay, so in April 2019, we bought about 10,000 units, boxes of milk, for 20 rand 15 cents. So to get the total amount, you obviously have to multiply your units by your unit price. We're not there. That's not important for now. And then in December, we bought 15,000 units of milk for 22 rand 5 cents. And then in June this year, 2020, we bought 22,000 units for 24 rand, right? Now the question is, we have 10,000 units left. That is supposed to be closing stock. So we have about 10,000 units left of milk. How much is their unit price? So we're at the end of the 2020 year assessment and we want to value our inventory. So what is the value of our inventory? And remember, for FIFO, the value of our inventory is the most recent prices. Okay. So the unit price for this 12,000 closing stock is obviously the 24 rand here, because we still have 10,000 units that was left, but that is not enough. The closing stock is 12,000 units. So where does the other 2,000 comes from? Obviously the April 2019 stock, we sold that because the first one in is the first one out, and we sold some of the December 2019 stock, but obviously 2,000 of the December 2019 stock was left. So we add that to the June 2020 10,000 units to get the 12,000 closing stock. And because the 2,000, we didn't buy it for 24 rand per unit, it wouldn't be okay to just say 12,000 times 24 rand per unit. That wouldn't be valuing our stock correctly. That will be incorrect valuation of trading stock. Okay, but this is what you do. You take your 2,000, which you got from your December 2019 units, you multiply it by the unit price of the December 2019 to get the 45,000, and then you take the June 2020 10,000 units, you multiply it by your 24 to get your 240. So this is how you add those two totals to get your value of the stock at the end of the year. You see what's happening here. We sold the first stock. That is not in question. The April 2019 stock is sold because the first one in is the first one out. December 2019, we bought 15 units. We obviously didn't sell all those units because our closing stock is 12,000 units. And in June 2020, we had 10,000 units. That is for sure included in our closing stock, but we short of 2,000. And that 2,000 is obviously coming from the December 2019. It can't come from the April 2019 because the first one in is the first one out. I hope I'm clear. Anyway, moving on to weighted average. So weighted average, the value of the stock on hand is not calculated on most recent prices, just like the first in, first out valuation method, because all prices on stock purchased are average. So weighted average is calculated by dividing the total cost of stock purchased by the total number of units purchased. Total cost of stock purchased, let's say we bought stock for 50,000, divided by the total number of units. Let's say we bought 10,000 units. So you're going to say your 40,000 divided by your 10 units. That's how you get your weighted average. Under this method, the stock on hand, the closing stock, will not be valued at most recent prices, but it will be valued using the weighted average calculation. Okay, let me show you an example. So this is the weighted average example. Let's say we had an opening stock. Let's say this is the 2020 year of assessment. I'm going to make an example of 2020 year of assessment. And the stock that was left on the 2019 year of assessment was 320 units with a total cost of 2,880. We bring that forward to 2019. And then, sorry, to 2020. From 2019, end closing stock, opening stock of 2020. And then we bought some stock, we purchased some stock, we made purchases of about 4,800 units, 4,800 units for 58,560. So basically the total cost will be the addition of the opening stock plus your purchases to get the total stock. Now to get the weighted average, what do? You say your total cost divided by your units. So our total cost was 61,440, and our units is the opening units plus the purchases that we made, giving us 120. So we take the total cost divided by the total units to get the 12 rand per unit, and that is how we're going to value our closing stock. Okay, we don't use the most recent stock, but we use the weighted average method to calculate the value of our stock. So that is it from me, guys. I hope I made sense and I hope you took something from my video. Remember to subscribe and share it with your friends. Bye.